Right, welcome to my channel. Now, behind me, I've got my Clark 305 bandsaw. I've been meaning to do this video for such a long time now. I'm just getting around to it. So, what I'd like to show you is how to install a bandsaw blade correctly, how to fold one up when I don't know if you're changing it over, that sort of thing, and how to set all your bearings just right, because a lot of people, when they put their new belt in, they don't set their bearings every time they put a belt in, or they change the belt or whatever. You need to maintain the bearings, because that's going to keep your blade from twisting and bending and wearing out prematurely and ruining pieces of wood. So the object of this video is just to go through it and share what I know about setting a bandsaw up. Right, so what we've got is, we've got the top bearing set and the bottom bearing set. These are fixed into the frame of your bandsaw, and on each of these you've got 3 different sets of bearing. Well, these are the same, but 3 sets. Top one is your thrust bearing. What this bearing is going to do is, when you're pushing wood into the blade, this is going to stop it from moving in that direction. So if this isn't set up correctly, if you look at it like that, if there's a gap there when you press a piece of wood in, there's going to be a lot of play, which can then result in prematurely wearing your teeth down. Right, so these 2 are your side bearings. What these are for is to just rest each side of your blade to stop your blade from twisting like this or moving in any way. What you want to do is set these up so they are just proud of those teeth. I don't know if you can see that on camera. So the teeth are coming out from the bearings, and then the rest of the blade is secured inside. If this is in too far, what will happen is you'll wear the sides of your teeth down, and this blade will be no good. So let's get around to setting it up. That's what we really want to do. It is simple, but if you're really not sure of it, then seek some help from your manufacturer. Most bandsaw blades are like this, but some are metal shims that slide in with an Allen key, or they've got little blocks. In principle, they do the same thing. You'll have a thrust bearing that will stop the blade moving inwards, and then you'll have some kind of stop to stop this blade moving left and right. It is quite simple, but it's just the principles of that are the same. So at the back of the machine, you've got this adjuster here. What this one does is it tilts the wheel on the top. Now, if you find that your belt, your blade, is flying off, or it's flying off the back, then this is what to adjust. So you'll turn this very slightly by moving it by hand, and then you'll watch the actual blade move across the surface of the wheel. This is the main problem for most bandsaw blades coming off. And then you've got your tension. So on this particular machine, I can whip the tension off really quick by lifting this handle. And most smaller machines, you'll only have this. Again, this is to pull the top wheel up, which then creates tension on your belt, which then helps it to stay straight. Right, let's install our blade or belt or band, whatever you want to call it. Right, so make sure that your teeth are pointing out, obviously, and they're pointing down. If you can see that on camera, if I hold it against my shirt, you can see that the teeth are pointing down. So make sure you've released the tension from the wheel, okay, and just slide it in. It is easier to go through this part first. Okay, so we're in there, and now we're going to just feed it through. Okay, so my machine, like I said a minute ago, I've got a quick release arm on the back. You might not have that, so you'll have to tighten it up here. Right, so I've just set the bottom bearings off camera because they're both exactly the same way of setting. So we'll do the top one. All we're going to do is we're going to bring our bearings up so that you can just about see that they're clear of those teeth. I don't know if you can see that in there. And then we're going to lock that off. So when you lock this off, make sure that both bearings are at the same height. You don't want them twisted in any way. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pull these two bearings in so that they're just touching. If you can see just inside there, so they're just touching that blade, and we're going to be tightening them up. Both sides. Just give it a try. You can see the bearings are moving. So they're just touching it. Right, so to adjust your thrust bearing, what you need to do, you should have some kind of adjustment here. So when you've set your two bearings at the sides there, just pull your thrust bearing up until it's touching your blade. Just like that. These do wear out. As you can see, mine's wearing out and I'll replace it soon, but at the moment it's fine, it still works. So it's really important that you get that up against the back of your blade. Last thing to do now is, because we've had the bed off and we've changed the blade and that sort of thing, we just want to make sure our bed and our blade is square. In my case, it's not. There's a good, there's 1 mil at the top and it's flush at the bottom. It's a really easy fix. I'll show you how to do that now. So on my model of bandsaw, you've got this adjuster here that you can screw up and you can screw it down. Now this is going to allow your bed to totally flatten out. So we'll pop that there. See, just that slight little bit of adjustment. My blade is perfect, so we're going to lock that nut down now. So there we have it, nice square blade. Okay, that's it. Quite easy, isn't it? So thanks for watching. I'm hoping that I helped you in some way, shape or form into understanding your bandsaw. They're a great tool. It's a must-have in any workshop, unless you can't afford one, and then save up. They're worth it. Anyway, if you don't mind and you like this video, hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate that. Help me grow the channel a little bit. And if you've got any questions, pop them down in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. Right, I'll see you next time. Right, so I totally forgot this. And I did say in the beginning of the video that I was going to show you how to do it. So, when you're changing or replacing or just swapping out a thicker blade for a thinner blade, it's easy, right? So one hand thumb up, the other hand thumb down, and all you're going to do is rotate the thumb down to you and the thumb up away, and there you have it. As easy as that.